Alright, so as you know, we had a lockdown, a phase 2 cancellation of in-person classes and moving to online. And I didn't get the memo until I was already here. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot this class, or at least the important parts of it. And this will be a great opportunity for everybody to get hands-on experience with the whole distance learning process, a way for students to make up classes if they miss, and learn that material and get credit for attending that class. So here we go. We're going to start with shaking and breathing. We're going to start with bowing in, as we always do. And, even if you're remote and in your residence, make sure that you are participating along. Otherwise, you're just not getting all the benefit out of participating. You might as well participate and get some benefit out of it. Learn some stuff. I'm going to go ahead and get some music going. And start by shaking out. Begin with your hands. Let's get to something more active. Here we go. Alright, shake your hands and breathe. We'll be doing everything a little bit shorter than usual today. That's totally okay. It is a good thing to learn, to be able to squeeze Tai Chi in, because life doesn't always cooperate with you having the full hour or hour and a half or whatever it is that you decided is your practice length. Breathing with your shaking. Shake from your elbows to your fingertips. Normally for the distance learning process, we would be doing this. This wouldn't be included in the class video. This would be part of that beginning video. Me at the beach demonstrating shaking and breathing and our warm-up exercises. But since today things are a little bit different, I'll be including those in this video. Shake from your shoulders to your fingertips. And breathe. Shake out your upper torso. Loosen up any tightness you might feel around your lungs. Breathe into that whole area to discover that tightness and to help loosen it up. Work your shaking down into your diaphragm and your middle torso. I wish you were all here. It's actually very pleasant here. And shake down into your lower belly. So as part of the distance learning process, you're going to be participating and practicing along with this whole video, and then you will write a few sentences in an email to both Mark and myself about what you learned, your experience of it, where you think it could be useful in your practice of Tai Chi, but also more importantly in your practice of everything else, the rest of your life, your studies, your relationships, your employment potential, that kind of thing. Work your way down into your lower belly, loosen that whole area up. Of course, your health. We're going to get down into our hips. I think we've got more music coming up. Let's go back here. Shaking out the pelvis. breathing with it. Point your heel, shake your upper leg. And the other side, point your heel, shake your upper leg. And relax your ankle, foot, and toes. Shake that out. Extra credit if you shake your hands with your feet, but challenging, something to work up to. Other side, ankle, foot, and toes. All right, shake your sacrum. And breathe. Try to breathe in your whole lower back, down into your pelvis and your tailbone. Work your way up your spine into your lower back. Shake that out. Work your way into your middle back. And up between your shoulder blades, shake that out. Work your way up through your neck. Gently, don't hurt yourself, don't give yourself whiplash. Breathe through your neck, notice if there's any tension through there. Just try to loosen up the tension a little bit. Work your way up all the way at the back of your head to the top of your head. Shake out your top of your head. Coordinate that with shaking out your jaw. Your jaw muscles do wrap around up the top of your head. Breathe through that whole area. Shake out your mind. Shake out any thoughts that are holding you back or causing you trouble. Shake out your face. Top to bottom, so start at the forehead and work your way down. Shake out your jaw. Work your way down your throat, shaking, breathing. Work your way from the top of your sternum to the bottom of your sternum to your solar plexus. It's this root here. And shake out your solar plexus once again. We're going to work our way down into the lower belly. Gradually coming to rest. All right. So today's principle will be coordinate your breathing with your movement. And I guess I drew the lucky straws in the teaching schedule this year because the ones that I'm getting to teach, orientation was the last one that I taught, and coordinate your breathing, both really straightforward principles. I mean, you can kind of get the idea just from the names of them. Maybe not orientation, but once you know what it is, it's easy enough to follow, right? Just know where you are, know where you're going. Specifically in Tai Chi, know what direction you're facing and where all of your front and center line parts are oriented or facing, what direction. So with regard to breathing in coordination with your movement, even easier until you really think about it. But let's try not to think too much about it. We'll just go ahead and get into it. So play a little soft, relaxing music, and we're going to do our going to do our warm-up Qigong, and we're going to coordinate our breathing with our movement. So start off with your feet hip-width apart. The first exercise is, of course, called the fountain. So you notice your breathing. And in Qigong, we're generally breathing in as we expand. So that's the yang movement. And we are breathing out as we relax. That would be the yin movement. So even as you're breathing in, feel your body expand a little bit. Your lungs are literally expanding. As you breathe out, your lungs are literally relaxing. And so we're just going to bring that feeling through the use of opening and relaxing our joints. We're going to bring that feeling all the way through the whole body. So here we go. Next time we breathe in, joints start to open, pushing the arms up and the fingertips up toward the sky. Exhaling, we relax, releasing that expansion. Now we start to breathe in again because we're expanding in the lower back, and that's pushing our hips back. Our weight moves into our heels, and then we breathe out. Exhale, relax all that expansion, but gravity's doing the work of opening things up, so we don't have to do it with our breath. Gravity's doing it. Go ahead and bend your knees, and then breathe in and push up with your legs. Starting to expand again, opening your ankles, opening your knees, opening your hips, opening your lower spine all the way up through your upper spine, pushing your head toward the sky, through the fingertips, and exhale, we relax. We're breathing in to expand in the lower back, and breathing out to relax. So this obviously has a lot to do with the expansion relaxation principle that I introduced on the first day of classes, first day of actual classes, not counting the day we met each other. In the one sense, we are timing our breath to our movement. So as our hands move down, we're extending that out breath. As we're shifting our weight into our heels, we're breathing in. And as we're releasing the spine, we're breathing out. But in another sense, in a more important sense, a deeper sense, we are just breathing, and we're moving in response to our breath. So that's why it's called coordinate your breathing with your movement, and not just breathe with your movement. Alright, the next exercise is called lifting clouds. I prefer to call it expanding clouds, but officially it's called lifting clouds. So your feet are hip width apart. Just looking at the upper body, we're breathing in and expanding, opening all our joints, and then breathing out and relax, giving into gravity. In the lower body, we're shifting our weight into one leg. Notice how I'm staying aligned over one foot. I'm not tipping. And then we fold into our hip a little bit, and that's where we expand. So expanding over one foot and relaxing in the middle. Lifting clouds. Now we breathe in as we expand, and breathe out as we relax. Try to lengthen your breath through the whole movement. Or just take a smooth, continuous breath and lengthen your movement. Make your movement as gradual as possible. Mark talked about gradualism. That was, or slow movement gradualism. That was the principle, I believe, on Tuesday. As we breathe out, we relax. ground. Grounding was another principle Mark talked through. So I prefer to call it expanding clouds because that's really what we're doing, is we're expanding out from the middle. We're not going up. We are not pushing up with our hands. That gives you the wrong sense of it. We're going out from the middle. All right, and relax it. The next one, probably the best exercise we have for coordinating your breath with your movement, is looking to heaven and earth. So, grounded in the lower body, springy, soft in the legs, sacrum down. Sacrum down is really important for this exercise because otherwise you're not getting expansion in your spine. If your sacrum comes up, everything is just shifting up and there's no expansion. So you keep your sacrum down. And breathing in, lift your head toward the sky, and that opens up all of those spaces between your vertebrae. As you exhale, slowly drop your chin to your chest. It's a small movement, and it forces you to move really slowly in order to take a nice long breath. Breathing in, reaching down with your sacrum, up with your head, exhale, and relaxing. This style of breathing is called the ribbon breath. Ribbon breath because it's like a ribbon of air entering your nose or your mouth, traveling down all the way to your lower belly, which is below your navel, your lower dantian. And it's a ribbon, meaning it's a consistent width. You're not breathing in like a big gulp of air and then trying to pull in a thin stream after that. Although I'm doing that because I'm talking. Another way a lot of people think about the ribbon breath is like breathing through a straw. You can't take a big breath in. You breathe very smoothly and gradually. Not a big like Slurpee straw, but like a little coffee straw. Coffee stirrer. Okay, and then shifting your weight into one leg, let your chin roll across your chest. So this is rolling the rock. Exhale, we're shifting back to the middle and grounding. Breathing in, we shift to the other side. Let the chin roll to that side. Exhale, relax it back to the middle. And you might say, well, where's the expansion here? Well, breathing in, we're expanding in the back. We're expanding really through the whole torso. Just keeping the head and neck relaxed. Same as we're keeping our lower body relaxed even as we're expanding. And that's what keeps us connected to the ground. So expanding doesn't mean lifting. Expanding is sinking into the ground as much as it's opening joints. Alright, the next time we come back to the middle, sink your sacrum, breathe in, looking to heaven. We always finish with a relaxation movement coming down. Last of our upper body movements, we're going to clasp our hands behind our back. We're going to sink our sacrum, breathing in, expand in the lower back, roll that expansion up the spine, push the head toward the sky, and then exhale, relax everything straight down. Nice, smooth ribbon breath in, smooth ribbon breath out. You can think of a pneumatic closer on a door. So if you ever noticed, sometimes, especially in commercial places where they have really heavy doors, they've got these mechanical lever things in the corner of the door A lot of like home storm doors have this as well to keep them from slamming shut. It's a pneumatic piston that causes it to close slowly. And the way that works is that the piston is full of air and has a little valve that's sometimes adjustable, but it controls how quickly the air can be let out of it. And really our lungs and our breath control are doing the same thing. Controlling how quickly the air can be let out. By the way, we're changing directions here, so expand up, roll forward, and relax it down. Your lungs are the piston, your breath control is the valve, and your body is all of the mechanical stuff that's attached to it. Alright, shifting sands, heels together, take a longish step forward, keeping your heels in line, sit down into it, shift your weight 60-40, make sure you're keeping your knees in line with your toes, and you're keeping both knees bent all the time. I'm not there to watch you, so you've really got to watch it for yourself. If you're locking your front knee as you go back, or if you're locking your back knee as you come forward, that's really not good for your knees. It's not good for your back either. So make sure you keep those soft, and if you need to shorten up your stance, take a little higher stance, that's okay. Work within your own ability, and eventually you will improve. Your joints will just get stronger and more flexible. Go beyond your own ability and you're more likely to hurt yourself and have a setback. Alright, for the full movement, we're going to fold into the front hip, breathing in, we're going to expand in all directions. See how I'm sitting in with my hips to ground, and then shifting into the back leg on the breath out. So breathing in, breathing out. Show it from the side. Keep going. Notice how my hands aren't coming in. Some people mistake the movement for that. My hands are just going down. Really, my arms are just doing this. It's the weight shift that causes my hands to move backwards. If my hands come in, I'm not relaxing, I'm contracting and pulling in, which we don't want to do. So, breathe out. The hands just drop. We'll change sides. Heels together. On the other side, take a longish step forward. Sit down into it, check your 60-40 weight, shift. If you need to shorten up your stance or go higher, in order to keep from locking your knees, please do that. Fold in the front hip, breathing in, expand in all directions, exhale, relax it into the back. Smooth river breath. Start breathing in, your body responds. Start breathing out, and your body responds. Feet hip width apart. For the next one, which is called swinging the side, turn your back foot 45 degrees, keep that within your stance, take a little step forward. We're going to be shifting our weight from leg to leg. 70-30 weight shift this time. Because it's a smaller stance, you can get your weight further into one leg or the other. This time, breathing into the back leg and breathing out, shift into the front leg. So with this movement, we're starting to get more, we're shifting the way we're using our energy. With this exercise, we're getting closer to the way we use our energy in the form and in pushing hands. This style of breathing is about expression. The previous style of breathing is about gathering. So with Qigong, it's mostly often about gathering energy. That's the focus of our Qigong. But in this exercise, we're starting to get into expressing our energy. And so the breathing reverses. Before, we were breathing in as we expand, and we were breathing out as we relax. This time, because we're expressing, or we're putting our energy out, we're breathing in as we relax, and we're breathing out as we expand. Now, you might say, it doesn't look like we're particularly expanding or relaxing. And well, it's because we're not visibly doing anything, or I'm not visibly doing anything. But if I were to start to do an upper body movement with this, like the brush knee and push movement, you can see I'm relaxing and then expanding. Relaxing, expanding. And notice how we usually say it, or we try to say it, at the beginning of the breath. So here, I would say expanding, and what it means is I'm starting to expand, and then I'm reaching my full expansion. And then I say relaxing, and it means I'm starting to relax, and I achieve my full relaxation here. And because this is about expression, we're breathing out through the expansion, and we're breathing in as we relax. Breathing out. Breathing in. You don't have to do the arms, but I'm doing it to help you see where the expansion, where the relaxation is, and how your breath coordinates with that. All right, let's change sides. Feet hip width apart. Other foot goes 45 degrees. Keep that width in your stance and take a little step forward. 70-30 weight shift. See how I'm pulling my back foot in here a little bit because I could tell my stance was just a little bit too long and I wasn't going to be able to get the proper weight shift. Also make sure that your back foot is 45 degrees, not out 90 degrees like it was before. You want it 45 degrees. We're breathing out as we shift forward because that's where the expansion is. We're breathing in as we shift back. I think at the beginning of the semester when I was teaching expansion relaxation, just to keep things simple, I was doing breathe in as we shift to the front leg, which is completely legitimate if you're working on gathering as an overall intention. If you're working on expression, this is the correct way to do it. And you know this because if you've ever done anything athletic, or even just speaking. I mean, speaking, you breathe in, you're gathering. As you speak, you're breathing out. As you're expressing, you breathe out. If you lift weights, you breathe out as you push. You breathe out as you're expressing or expanding. And I'm using expressing and expanding interchangeably because that's really what expression is. Expression is just expanding your being out into the world. So we're breathing out as we expand. As we breathe in, we're gathering. Breathing out, expansion. Breathing in, gathering. And relax it. Alright, we will finish up our Qigong warm-up exercises. This is, I don't know if we've done all 8 of them in class before, so this might be the first time we do that. We're going to start with our feet just touching on the insides. This exercise is quite a bit different from all the others. You're going to rest your hands just above your knees. This is called the spindle, and you're going to be making circles with your tailbone. So it might look like you're making circles with your knees, but you're not making circles with your knees. That would not be a healthy knee movement. What we're doing is we're drawing circles with the tailbone in order to loosen up the connections around the sacrum, and so that we can expand more in the lower back. As long as you keep your feet flat on the ground, you're also loosening up your ankles. So if you find it hard to keep your feet flat on the ground, that is probably because you have tight ankles and would really benefit from doing this exercise. Change directions. And now as I've been talking, I haven't been demonstrating the breathing. With this exercise, it's really best to just breathe naturally and relax as much as you can into it. It's not really an expression of yin-yang or expansion relaxation, as it is just a loosening movement. And come up using good body mechanics so you don't pull on your back. And we're going to get into our form now. So we're going to learn a new movement today. Hope everybody's keeping up with our classes and this video in particular, because I know this is weird. But yeah, you're going to learn a new movement on the video today. So here we go. First, just getting into our form, feet hip-width apart to begin. And breathing in. 2 hands up. Breathing out and relax it. So notice there, just those couple of movements, what's the intention? Is the intention gathering or is the intention expression? I'll do it again. I'll do it facing you. Breathing in, you're expanding. Breathing out, relaxing. So if your answer was, our intention is gathering, you'd be correct. That's exactly how we do most of our Qigong exercises, right? Breathing in on the expansion, breathing out on the relaxation. So that first movement is the only gathering movement in the entire form. After that, we shift to its expression, right? So it's just like an introduction or a little quick gathering Qigong to prepare ourselves for the whole rest of the form, and that's why we do that. So again, that first movement, gathering intention, we're breathing in for 2 hands up, breathing out for 2 hands down, and now we switch to expression, so we're breathing in as we relax. Stepping to the northeast. For ward off right, we're breathing out as we expand. Breathing in, we gather, or relax. Breathing out, we step to the north, and we expand. Breathing in, gather, or relax. Breathe out. Double hand ward off right. That's an expanding movement. Roll back is a relaxation movement. So we're breathing in. Breathe out. Expanding movement is press. I think that's the new movement for today, right? Roll back and press. So I'll teach those 2 new movements in more detail in just a moment, but let's go through the part of the form that we know, just focusing on the breathing so we incorporate that into what we're doing. Beginning, 2 hands up. Breathing in. Breathing out, 2 hands down. Breathing in, pick up the ball. Breathing out, ward off right to the northeast. Breathing in, pick up the ball. Breathing out, ward off left to the north. Breathing in, pick up the ball. Breathing out, ward off right to the northeast. Double ward off, I mean. Breathing in, roll back. Breathing out and press. All right, so now let me demonstrate the new movements. So, which way? I'm going to do this mirror image. I'm going to do it facing, for you, is going to be east, right? So if that's east, you all do this, turn your, I think backwards here. So turn your left foot out 45 degrees and step forward with your right foot. And you're going to have your right hand in pung, or ward off. You're going to have your left hand backing it up, right? So you can see a little better from this angle. And so you know that we go into double pung or double ward off. The next movement, you're going to rotate your wrists, right? So your left hand was palm down, it's going to turn palm up. Your right hand was a little bit palm up, or your palm toward you, and it's going to turn palm out. So wrists turn, shift your weight back, and sweep your whole torso. So it looks like you're sweeping your arms, but I am not sweeping my arms. I'm leaving my arms where they are, and I'm turning my hips. All right, see that? I'm turning my hips. Keeping my knees in line with my toes. So double ward off. Turn your wrists. Shift back. Turn your whole upper torso from your hips up. And you want to wind up in this position, which is called rollback. And I sometimes call it the laundry basket position because nobody knows what rollback is, but most people, hopefully, have carried a bin of laundry, right? So a bin of laundry, it's about that big. It's a little wider than your hips. And you hold it right in front of you, right? It's not back here like this. Right in front of you. So 2 hands ward off. That's on the right side. Turn the wrists. Shift your weight back. And turn in your hips. So that's roll back. The next position is press. So we're going to notice there's no stepping here. We're just shifting back, and imagine that you're cupping a butterfly in your hands. So from double ward off, turn the wrists, roll back, and then the left hand comes up to meet the right hand as you're shifting, like cupping a butterfly, gently for press. Press is a little bit lower than ward off. So ward off, turn the wrists, roll back, left hand comes up to meet right, and press. I'll do it facing this direction now, facing you. I don't know if it'll be helpful, it might not. No, I'll face the other direction. All right, so getting into the stance, turn out the left toe, take a step with the right foot. So now I'm orienting the whole thing north, but realize in the form it goes northeast. So double ward off, turn those wrists over, roll back or shift back, and roll back. We turn in the hips. As we shift forward, the left hand comes up to meet the right, and we press, cupping that butterfly. Double ward off, turn the wrists, shift back, turn in the hips for press. Left hand comes up to meet the right. Try it on your own. See if you can do it. I'm going to get a drink of water. All right, we're going to go through that one more time, this time facing the correct direction. So to the northeast. So orient your whole body toward the northeast, feet hip width apart. Turn your left foot 45 degrees and take a step with your right foot. And put yourself in double-handed ward off right. All right, or double ward off right. Now to begin the exercise, we're going to roll the wrists and we're going to shift back. We shift back, breathing in because we're relaxing. So this movement is called roll back. And then as we shift forward again, we're breathing out because we're expanding. So 2 hands ward off, we breathe out going into that. Breathe in going into roll back. Breathe out into press. Repetition to help you remember so you don't have to practice too much on your own. Double-handed ward off, we breathe out into that. Breathe in to roll back. Breathe out to press. And Mark will teach the next movement next week. Let's do the whole form from the beginning to press. So feet hip width apart, gathering intention in the beginning. So for breathe in, 2 hands up. Breathe out, relax. Now switch to expression. Breathing in, relax. Breathe out, ward off right to the northeast. Breathe in. Breathe out, ward off left to the north. Breathe in. Double ward off right to the northeast. Roll back, breathing in. Press, breathing out. Let's do it one more time, then we'll do a closing meditation and we'll wrap up this class. Feet hip width apart. Begin breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Pick up the ball. Breathing out. Ward off right. Breathing in. Pick up the ball. Breathing out, ward off left. Breathing in, pick up the ball. Breathing out, double ward off right. Breathing in, roll back. Breathing out, press. And relax. So, there's a host of reasons why it's important to coordinate your breathing with your movement. And for just, kind of for the sake of time and simplicity, we're not going to address all of those, although I realize that throughout sports science, coordinating your breath with your movement is just everywhere. It's ubiquitous. When you throw a ball, you breathe out. You breathe like a pitcher, breathe in, breathe out. Weightlifters, breathe in as they bring the weight in, breathe out as they push the weight away. Golf swing, Breathe in, breathe out. It just works, and it works because of, these principles that we talked about with Tai Chi. You don't want your energy conflicted when you're trying to perform, right? You don't want your breath to be gathering while your body's trying to express. You want all your energies working together. The breath is particularly important because it's the easiest and most direct access most of us have to managing our energy. So people do, even if people have never heard of Tai Chi, most of them have heard of breathing exercises to manage stress. Breathing exercises are a great way to manage stress because they directly affect your energy. Your breath directly affects your energy. So learning to control your breath is like a first step toward learning how to manage your energy, and included in managing your energy is things like managing stress, managing performance, controlling expression. Some people express too much. I'm sure you know some, right? Some people don't express enough. And so being able to manage your expression, control your energy use, or manage your energy use, all really important, and learning how to move with your breath is just like it's like a fundamental of managing your energy. So that's part of why we practice it in Tai Chi. I personally, sometimes I'll get involved in something and I won't be managing my energy, and I'll notice myself getting tired or stressed out, and I'll realize that I'm not using my breath effectively. And I'll just take a few breaths, integrate my breath into my movement, or just into sometimes I don't even have to move. It's just a matter of just gathering and expressing, expanding, and relaxation. And it really works. It really helps to bring me back into a stable, disciplined state. Okay, so we're going to finish up with a breathing exercise I started to introduce in the last class. I don't really want to, in the last class that I taught. It's called Po Chi. I'm not going to introduce any new aspects of it. In fact, I'll probably talk a bit less. But there is a lot more to this exercise, and I just want to have everybody be practicing it a little bit because it's a great exercise for coordinating your movement with your breathing, having your movement respond to your breath, and just in general managing your overall energy. So here we go. Wherever you are, hopefully you're in a quiet, undistracted space, but even if you've got distractions about, you can tune those out. So here we go. You're going to rest your eyes on a single point, eye level. You can do this sitting or standing. Notice your breath. Move your hands a little bit forward so that they enter your vision without you having to look down at them. Notice the next time you breathe out, and then the next time you breathe in, your hands float up. And the next time you breathe out, your hands float down. And let your hands respond to your breath. Surrender control of your body movements to your breath. If your breath relaxes into a little gap between breathing in and breathing out, let your body relax into that gap as well. You don't have to move. So notice how there's movement in your peripheral vision. We did that intentionally with your hands. But there may be other things moving in your peripheral vision. And just notice those things moving. Keep your eyes resting on that single point. All of the images, all of the light, patterns of light, flooding into your eyes without any need to look at them. listening to your breath. Your eyes have become receptive. There's no looking out at anything. Everything's just flooding in. Notice any sounds that are going on. Of course, there's sounds on the video, but there may also be sounds in your environment. Notice that all those sounds can happen whether you pay attention to them or not. And instead of reaching your attention out to focus on any one sound, be receptive to all of it. Just let all of those sounds flood into your awareness. Maybe see if you're aware of even quiet sounds. Maybe even planes flying overhead. Maybe the sound of air moving through ductwork. And now notice if you happen to have any thoughts that are popping into your head, like little conversations, like somebody trying to get your attention. Little voices, thought patterns, maybe even full conversations between different voices happening in your mind. And it's okay for all of them to just be part of what you're aware of. You don't have to focus on any of them. And if you do, don't make yourself wrong for that. Just notice that you got caught up in a thought and become receptive again to everything that's going on in your environment and even inside your mind. Just notice those thoughts like you're listening to a friend have a conversation on the phone. It's there, you can tell it's going on, but you just don't need to engage with it. And relax. Loud sound happening, but we're not getting distracted by it. Instead, we are going to bow out. Good work. Thank you all for being flexible with the changing situation here on campus, and I hope you all stay in good health and keep up the good work.